Legendary.
Hey guys, got a VOD from Sige. This is with his team that he scrims with. So obviously this is a scrim versus another team. He's going to be playing the off-tank role. I believe he just plays Zarya the whole time. They start out on defense. Just want to talk about the comps real quickly. Zarya, obviously good on King's Row. I've already covered that before. Defensive Zen is always a good pick on King's Row because there's always a really good chance that you're going to run into a death ball with an attack Zarya. This is going to be your saving grace on defense in that case. Soldier's good pretty much throughout the whole map. Junkrat's really good on first. Probably second. Streets is probably his second best phase, and third. It's kind of a toss-up. But overall, pretty good comp. Interestingly, though, the offense is a Moira dive with Widow. Obviously, you don't see Moira with dive a lot, but when you think about how they're going to execute the attack on this map, it definitely can work. So what they're going to do, or what they're going to have to do, is play super aggressive. They're going to jump in, and the Moira is going to follow the dive tanks and keep them up. That's the only way they make this work. And what that'll do is create a lot of chaos and create a lot of space in the front line that the Widow will just get free shots in. That's their plan. So, go over to the start it up. So your soldier starts on the low ground, so none of you guys are on the high ground. That sends a very clear message to the Widow that she gets to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. I would have started the soldier on the high ground behind the point, just to at least show them that you guys are willing to hold the high ground or contest the high ground, because otherwise that Widow, as you can see, she's already doing whatever the hell she wants to do. So here's this chaos I was talking about, the dive, and you see this shadowy figure here. That's the Widow. She's got the ultimate position on you. She's free firing and nobody's shooting at her. Luckily she misses like every shot, so it doesn't matter, but it's a very important thing to point out. I believe she still manages to kill a couple of you here, or at least one of you. So the attack doesn't work out, but the idea is there, that's for sure. King's Row is a cool map, and this is a map that gained a shitload of popularity in the beta phase in the pro scene, because it's big on team play, but it's not big on set plays. It's a very straightforward map. The sight lines are relatively straight. There aren't too many flanks. The attack routes are pretty obvious. It's just a fun map to play because you don't have to worry about too much shit. And in my opinion, any map you can play Zarya Ryan on is fun as hell.
It's very possible they have sights, D.Va bomb, tracer bomb 100%.
So you guys know they have bomb. You know they're gonna dive your back line, and you know they're gonna bomb you. You should put one of your supports behind the arch. Wait for the dive. Literally all it took was Winston to hop in, tracer blink through hotel. She gets a free bomb on the Zen. You guys are in disarray. And the Moira ults your Mercy. Probably would have put the Mercy behind the arches. Let the Zen stay where he was, except a little further back. Wait for the dive, and then move into heal. It's hard to counterplay that. It's really hard. So, obviously they're staying with the dive. I would have considered making changes at this point to your composition. Your comp is good on King's Row, period. Like, You're gonna have a shot at winning no matter what, just because it's a solid comp. But I would have gone with a dive tank line for streets. Obviously you have grab here, so you guys are trying to play the grab. But they're playing so aggressive here, which is another part of King's Row that some people don't really learn about, I guess, for lack of better words. This area right here, there's like no cover. So defense and offense, they push. There's a lot of rubber banding throughout the battles here, regardless if they're pushing second or third. So it requires a lot of coordination, and you gotta kind of like tell your team, hey, I'm pushing up, so that everyone pushes up together, as silly as it sounds. But there isn't cover, so you need to be aware of everyone's positioning here. You need to move as a unit.
Widow's back, don't peek any more aggression. Who's here right now? Are we together?
Alright, so they're gonna have sight, they use D.Va bomb, they're gonna have sound barrier, they use
That will become a little more prevalent on the third phase though.
Watch your stink here.
Streets is pretty scrappy. Primarily you just want to call out the flanks because obviously with a comp like this, there's going to be people going around the right or the left alleys. I know there's a lot of shit going on there, but you probably could have rocket jumped over that ledge that you died on. Just a little FYI. I know the Winston was on you, but if you had timed it right, he probably would have just like punched you up to the ledge. So Widow's playing super aggressive because she knows she can. Even here it'd be great to have dive tanks because they're still running this shit. If you had dive tanks, D.Va Winston, you could peel for the Mercy Zen who are getting farmed, and you could take the high ground away from the Widow because she's just having a ball up there right now. It's just a suggestion, obviously, but I think it would have been strong for sure to counter this kind of offense.
I can't believe I killed myself.
And I would have gotten rid of the Junkrat. Well, yeah. Junkrat versus Dive Widow, it's just like really hard. Junkrat's good on King's Row, but I mean, they have a D.Va, they have flankers. Now they're switching to a little bit of a death ball. It was a good grab, but your Zen should have held on to trance. There was no reason to trance, even if you lose one or two guys, whatever. But you gotta save trance, especially on third point here. I noticed, I mean, I've only seen you guys play this game, but I've noticed sometimes you guys use support ults offensively to complement things like a grab. You don't need to do that. Sometimes you do, but most part, all you really need to follow up a grab is just a well-timed bubble onto a Rhine. You don't need to, like, waste a trance or anything. You need a trance, especially now that they've gone Death Ball. So, I believe they're running Junk, Zarya, Doomfist, Rhine. The Doomfist synergizes well with the ground tanks. Because obviously, with Doomfist, the point is not to use this kit to engage, it's to use this kit once you're close and to get back. So using the Rhine shield, using the tanks to help you get close, and then just pop off is pretty legit on a map like King's Row, and the Doomfist ult combos really well with Grav. I think that's their game plan here, but a lot of it depends on if that Doomfist is not garbage. So they swapped to the Genji. I'm not sold on that pick. And Genji can be alright here. I've definitely done it a lot, but I don't know. Maybe they go. Maybe they're just playing the Grav 100% here. In which case, you definitely somebody should have been like, yo, we need to save trance for every time they grab. Because that's how you win this. That was a good grab, Sig. So you kill 3, and your Zen trances again. I don't know why, but again, should have saved that trance, because now they're for sure going to grab you guys, and you guys are going to die, because you have nothing to counter it, other than the Rhine shield, but that's bullshit, because they have Junkrat, and they have Doomfist. They're going to destroy you guys without a trance. I believe they also have a Lucio, so one important thing to note is you don't want to be standing too far forward here when they have a Lucio, because they will boop you into that pit. It's best to just be behind this cart here. Let them come around the corner where they don't have any cover at all, and then you can just blow them up. So this is what I mentioned earlier about communicating the movement of the team fight. So what happened here is you guys did what most teams do on defense, which is good here because there isn't cover. You guys noticed a weakness, they fed, you guys took 2 picks off of them, and now it's time to move up and take advantage of this fight, which is good, but you have to communicate that, and you have to be ready to communicate when to disengage, so that you guys are all moving as a unit. Because not only do they not have cover, but you don't have cover either. And what's going to happen is they have a spawn advantage, and you have a small window to take advantage of this fight where you have to get back as a unit. So just kind of watch what develops here. You guys start to push up, which is good, as long as you're communicating this. But Sig knows that something bad's about to happen. He backs up, and now you guys are just kind of like split up. Your Zen's behind, your Mercy's behind, which is fine, but you guys just aren't fighting as a unit. They grabbed you, 3 of you out of position, and obviously you guys already used your Zen ult, so you have nothing to counter it. So a couple things went wrong there. One was positioning, one was ult usage. And now you guys are so staggered that it's probably just over. That Zarya has 100 energy, so she's going to destroy you guys. Their damage output's just too much right now, even for a stall. Not bad though. You guys are communicating well. You guys are communicating mistakes a little bit. I think most of your ult usage was pretty good. Sig, you had some good grabs. And a lot of my suggestions are that they're just suggestions. They're not like, hey, you would have won if you had gone D.Va. No, it's just, it would have been strong to have a D.Va Winston for part of that map. Okay. So running the same thing except with Pharah. Pharah's good on first and Pharah's good on streets. Obviously you got the Mercy, which is good with the Pharah. Pharah's good on attack because you have a lot of verticality here. And a lot of good sightlines, and you can use a lot of the verticality to escape the gaze of a hit scan. But we'll see how it goes. Whenever you see that, it's always good to get energy. You can even tell your Rhine, just like, hey, stand next to me, don't shield, bubble each other. Especially if there's a trap in the front. Just have your Rhine and both of you just stand on the trap, bubble each other, you get instant 80 energy. It's super strong. They're playing behind the hotel, so it's good to pivot right here. You don't want to challenge them in the hotel because they're bundled up behind it. So this is a good way to push. Charge was a little aggressive, but the bubble definitely good. It's really good to kill mech first there. That significantly lowers their sustained power immediately, and she's going to have to work to get that back. It's a pretty good attack. The McCree is not getting a lot of value. He's there's too much pressure on him for him to deal with the Pharah, so it's pretty well done.
Let's get three on point. Three pushing.
I'm pretty sure the McCree didn't even like try to control the high ground, which again, it's a huge mistake. Even if you can't successfully control it, just trying can do a lot.
D.Va could die. Lose mech. Nope, I'm out.
Okay, so watch McCree ult, maybe you shatter. That's nice.
I have a visor right now.
As far as good in streets, she can hop over a lot of these buildings. She can flank pretty much any way she desires, and there's still a lot of verticality here for her to utilize. So I don't mind Pharah here. They are running triple tank. I would prefer... They're running triple tank with a hit scan, so I'd prefer probably Junkrat or a Roadhog of your own.
Pressure shield, pressure shield, pressure shield.
Junkrat's just gonna give you even more spam, I feel like. Whereas if their McCree's good, he's just gonna farm your Pharah.
They're all low.
Usually.
Watch something on our left. I think it's a McCree.
There's a hog on the right. Hog mega health pack, right?
McCree on point, McCree on point.
That was a good grab by Sig.
Okay. Are we low? Okay.
Right side, there's no Moira here. Moira got out right side. Ryan's trying to get in.
Yeah, Ren's charging a point.
He's right
Ren's
point.
charging on the mega. You're pretty alone there, Dan.
Dan, you're really out of position.
I know, that's my fault. I tried to Moira. I probably should have.
So your Ryan died, but I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Hog no hook.
Down.
And like it or not, he did create a little space to finish that point. So here, I run Pharah here sometimes if I think, like if I'm feeling it, I'll run Pharah here. You can get some good barrages off by doing some sneaky flanks, either underground or over through the window. But I still think you should have a Junkrat or Hog.
Okay, so they use D.Va bomb, they're gonna have shatter, hoggle.
Kill us, Ryan. Kill us, Ryan. Kill us, Ryan.
Because what you're missing with the Pharah is, chances are, I mean, I can't see the Pharah's point of view, but chances are she's not working on the shield. Whereas your Junkrat and Roadhog would. Working that shield and getting the D.Va mech gun is going to be huge in this type of team fight.
Okay. I'm pressuring red shield.
Is the Ryan charge up for the shield?
They used on all.
If you can shatter, I can help you.
Run dead. Shatter.
I don't understand the Zen ult here. This is why I say I think you guys like try to combo support ults offensively. Maybe it's just an accident, but I don't think that's a good way of using Zen ults.
Hog in, horseshoe on your right and
Run
on.
off. Right side 76 ulted.
I'm down. Solo
He's
heal.
dead. Lucio behind you.
No heals. No heals.
They hog ulted.
Hog's half.
There's only two of you. Die. Jump off.
So
Okay, so
probably would have worked if the D.Va wasn't around.
visor, they use both hog, they use shatter, and they might have D.Va bomb soon.
Yeah, I'm expecting mid-fight D.Va bomb. I think we.
Oops. I meant to skip ahead. Yeah, let's go here.
I've
He's
shatter
playing really
soon.
far back left.
If you shatter anything.
This is the next team fight.
They use Moira ulted on being pushed.
Okay.
They're using ults here and they're communicating it well, and that's why they're pushing you guys, because they smell blood in the water. They're gonna keep pushing you guys. Like I keep saying, like this map enables you to be
All the way out.
super aggressive, even on defense. Because even right here where you're standing, it's so hard to hold here when they're playing aggressive, unless you got like a full Rhine shield up front, you know?
Engage a shadow ult and then Valk to make sure you keep him up.
So you guys got a lot of ults.
Did they
I'm down.
I use it at the same time.
Somehow the Mercy dies to the Moira orb.
Just try and keep Zarya alive.
They're pushing.
You have no healers?
This is what's gonna happen whenever they smell an advantage.
You're by yourself, dude.
I just shattered all of them.
Ryan's dead, so now you gotta get back.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That.
That's why.
Ryan's one.
I'm sorry, I thought we were pushing.
You gotta keep getting back.
We just didn't have people up. Okay. Just come back. Back. Alright. So we have grab and we have trance. And we know they don't have shatter because
Oh
they
my
just use
god.
shatter. Okay.
We should stop pushing this joke. Also, Dan, can you stop flinging your things on your fucking...
No cover up there. Gotta stay way back. Might as well just stay near your spawn in situations like this. You have 1 minute to take a good fight.
Don't have shatter right now. Okay? That's our plan.
My shield's 400.
Standing shield.
So
They don't have
I wanna listen to this plan here.
grab and then transit and Dan can swing.
Engage with Grav, Transit, and they're gonna let the Rhine swing. Okay? So what should happen here? Everyone should wait for Sig to grab. Sig needs to be the point man in this play. Grab is something you cannot force. If you force grab, it's gonna be a shitty grab almost every time. So Sig needs to be the point man here. So your Zen ults and he calls it out. You can already tell like Sig feels like he has to ult, so he pulls the trigger. He gets 2 guys, and the Hog counters it. So the plan was good. It's the execution that did not go well. Maybe a detail to include in the plan is that wait for Sig to ult. But grabs are, if you don't play Zarya, you might think grab is easy. It's not easy. Grabs are not easy to land, like really good ones. There's a lot to consider. So this is just scrappy as hell. Everyone's just blowing their load, trying to stay on the cart.
Soldiers one. Nice.
It's good to just keep bubbling Ryan in situations like this. That's what I do too. Just keep bubbling Ryan. Keep bubbling Ryan. Keep him swinging. You gotta keep control of this cart. D.Va down, which is huge. Farm to grab off the tanks. Your Mercy's out of position, gets hooked. You obviously thought you were going to get more there, which is understandable. That happens a lot. Grabbing the Hog isn't necessarily the worst thing, since he was ulting your team. You guys are kind of surrounded though. Maybe a little more focus fire would be good here. Just turn around, kill the D.Va. Just somebody take control there. Because you're still surrounded, and I believe you guys just lose here. Yeah, it's good effort though. It's a pretty close match. I really liked watching it. I hope to get a few more from you, Sig. And I hope I wasn't too much of a dick or anything. But thanks for sending it. Appreciate it, man.